Bob Cicherillo claims that the bench press is the worst exercise in the world, and that it causes pectoral muscle tears, bofisaac.ca. With pectoral muscle tears becoming increasingly common in bodybuilding, questions about exercise selection have arisen. In a recent video, shared on November 12, 2025, industry expert Bob Cicherillo stated that the bench press is the worst exercise in the world because it puts the pectoral muscle's insertion point in a vulnerable position. Pec's tears definitely had an impact on the sport of bodybuilding. Just 4 weeks before attempting to reclaim the Mr. Olympia title, Derek Lunsford revealed that he had torn his chest during the bench press. Despite the setback, he still managed to reclaim the Sando Trophy after an incredibly close battle with his rival Hadi Choopan. Bodybuilder Charles Griffin suffered a similar injury, forcing him to take a substantial break from competition. It's not just bodybuilders, even prolific strongman competitors have dealt with this issue, including World's Strongest Man champions Hafthor Bjornsson and Brian Shaw. Despite its popularity, Cicherillo believes it's best to avoid the bench press altogether. Bob Cicherillo, never do the bench press. It's the worst exercise in the world. In the interview, Cicherillo emphasized that the bench press is the worst exercise in the world. He said that 99, even 100% of the time, pectoral muscle tears are caused by the bench press. Never do the bench press. It's the worst exercise in the world. Let me ask you something, do you know anyone who's ever torn their pectoral muscles? What were they doing? 99, if not 100% of the time, it's the bench press. He stated that he knew hundreds of people who had suffered pectoral muscle tears due to the bench press, as it put the muscle insertion in a vulnerable position. I know hundreds of people over the years who have torn their pectoral muscles, hundreds. Everyone was doing the bench press because it's a bad position. Here's the problem, just because this exercise has existed since day one doesn't mean it's the best. It's all they had at the time. For most people, one arm is longer than the other, and when lifting heavy weights, Cicherillo explained, all the pressure and tension are concentrated in one area. Just putting your arms in that position, going down like that, is a bad position for insertion. Everyone usually has one arm a little longer than the other. It only really comes into play when you weigh 500 pounds and you go down. Well, guess what? It's not even that. One is a little lower than the other, and that's where all the tension and pressure goes. Boom, it comes loose, and that's it, he said. He added that there are hundreds of better alternatives, from pec games to dips. There are 100 exercises that are better than the bench press. Incline curls, flies, pec decks, dips, incline dumbbell curls, any variation of these, any of the different machines, if you have access to them, except the bench press. I'll tell you what, save yourself the effort. Never do the bench press. Cicherillo isn't the only big name in bodybuilding to condemn the bench press. Wesley Vissers, the 2024 Arnold Classic champion, recently spoke about its risks. The Dutch Oak pointed out that during the bench press, at the beginning of each repetition, there is more stress on the elbow and triceps than on the chest muscles. Cicherillo believes the bench press is too risky, especially for competitive bodybuilders. He advocates movements like flies, dips, or incline dumbbell presses to build a well-developed chest.